Brandon Carr against Brandon Wilkins. And for me, of these two, I was impressed early with Wilkins. He tended to fade as his bout went on, but he started really sharply.
Oh, he's a talent. He is a talent.
So Brandon Carr red, Brandon Wilkins blue, for the opportunity to face Rene Small. And the winner of that will be our first semi-finalist.
It's going to be a good, tough fight. These guys know each other. Apart from having the same name, of course. So first name. Again, he's got to move around, Mr. Wilkins. He's got to go on tour. He don't want to be standing in front of Brandon, because Brandon's a mobile for a big guy. He's got to be moving him around. Again, he's making the same mistake, I believe, by going into the corners and waiting for a heavier opponent to come towards you. It's asking for trouble, because it'll get into a clinch, and then you're in a disadvantage if you're that light. Good, again.
And how aware of you of the way a group's going, Greg, and who you might be facing and what you've got to do? Or will they just be totally focused on the very next man in front of them?
They'll know when they'll process what they've done, who they've won and lost to. They'll be speaking to their coach. Their coach will be walking them through that process as well of where they are in regards to that group. So they will know exactly what they need to do at each bout that they have.
Is there ever a danger of looking beyond an opponent?
You're asking for trouble if you do. You know, where there's people, there's problems, Malcolm. So if you're not thinking about the one who's standing in front of you, you're thinking about another one, then you're asking for trouble. Again, this is where he's backing himself into a corner. Again.
So is that habit, Greg? Is it something that he maybe feels comfortable coming forward from that corner and countering?
It probably works for him when he's fighting in his weight category, which is fine. But when you're fighting in an open tournament, you can't fight the same way. You have to recognise that you're going to have the competitors in the tournament are going to be all different weights. So you've got to tailor your fight accordingly. You don't just revert to type, otherwise you're going to lose. I don't like to complicate competition. You know, you just need to understand what your opponent's doing and what you're going to do to beat them. You can't just do the same thing. And he's doing the same thing. It will work to a point, but the brakes will go on. It invariably does. You need to be able to strategize and work it out. Again, hope he's okay. He's gone off the stage there, kicked off the stage.
And again, this is another element of what you were saying when he's backing away, and backing into the corners regularly.
Plus, it's a big guy he's fighting, so anything that comes onto him that's going to hit him, he's going to have enough force to send him back more. So he's got to be smarter, and I'd like his coach to just, to pull him up and say, you can't continue fighting that way, especially against bigger guys. He seems like he's hurt himself. He might just have got himself a little bit of bruise. I hope it's nothing serious.
Yeah, the medic's straight there and checking.
Brilliant.
And again, throughout this particular one, Brandon Carr has remained focused. He's remained calm. He is here now. He's staying in the zone, and for me, he's kept the subtle pressure on. I mean, Brandon Wilkins has scored his points, but for me, Brandon Carr has maintained that pressure, making it difficult for Wilkins.
He really has. Yeah, he really has. And as I said before, he's a seasoned campaigner. He knows what he's doing. He's clapping him back on, but he'll forget about it and he'll just go about his business as normal. Good to see Brandon back. warning there for that.
But Wilkins finds himself back in the corner.
Nice double punch combination there. Brandon is getting punished now, Brandon Carr, because he's not actually working out how Rory's hitting him. Rory's backing up, and then as Brandon goes to move, he's actually inside his timing. So he's hitting him with his Kazami or the double punch, and Brandon's not working it out. He's going straight instead of pulling him. He needs to pull out that technique. And he's trying to kick him. He needs to be punching him. Reverse punching him.
Well, you can see that Brandon Wilkins, he's still feeling this.
Well, he's taking. As I said, he's a lighter fighter. He's paying the price for his strategy. He is getting a lot of traffic come his way, hands, legs, everything, and he's going to get hurt.
And he needs to be at his absolute peak. Well, you listen to the crowd response to that.
Exactly.
And that's what you mentioned as well, with dropping your weight when you've sweat.
And also the fact that he is lighter fighter and he's moving back all the time. You know, no one wins 100 metres moving backwards. Yeah, if someone's coming at you with force, unless you respond with something quickly, you are going to be on the receiving end of something.
So, tough times here
again
for Wilkins. Brandon Carr on a roll now, Greg.
Yeah, he is. Again, there's that double. He's 6-3 now with the points, and what we've got. Yeah, again, good point. Brandon Wilkins refocusing and realising he's got to keep his head up and go for those points. It's going to be rough out there.
And if he gets through, which he has, it's Rene Small to get to that semi-final place.
Yeah, I mean, good fight from both lads. Hope that he's learnt from that fight. Brandon Wilkins. Hope his coach has a good word with him there.